Ron Goldman's autopsy report revealed the wounds that caused his death nearly 30 years ago. For his family, it seems as though the emotional wounds may never fully heal. On June 12, 1994, 25-year-old Ron Goldman was working as a waiter at Mezzaluna restaurant in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. That night, he was murdered alongside Nicole Brown Simpson, the ex-wife of former NFL star O.J. Simpson. According to the Los Angeles Times, Goldman and Nicole had become friends just 6 weeks before their deaths. Goldman reportedly borrowed her Ferrari, once driving it to have lunch with his friend Craig Clark. Though it is unclear if the two visited each other at home, Nicole and Ron regularly met up for dinner and coffee during their friendship. After watching her daughter Sydney's dance recital, Nicole took her family to dinner at Mezzaluna. Nicole's mom left behind a pair of glasses, so Goldman offered to drop them off at her house. In the early hours of June 13th, Goldman and Nicole were found dead at that house in Brentwood. O.J. was arrested and charged with their murders, but was acquitted after a months-long trial that became the media event of 1995. Goldman's autopsy, which the Los Angeles Coroner's Office performed on June 14th, 1994, was a key piece of evidence in that trial. The report found that Goldman suffered multiple stab wounds of chest, abdomen, and left thigh. He also had sharp force wounds on the neck and left side, with severe damage to his left internal jugular vein. The report states this sharp force injury of the neck is fatal, associated with transection of the left internal jugular vein. Goldman also had defensive injuries on his right hand, presumably sustained while trying to fight off his assailant.
He's clearly trying to parry the knife. He suffered a number of stab wounds.
During O.J. Simpson's trial, Los Angeles County Coroner Lakshmanan Satya Vagiswaran testified that Goldman might have been trapped in a tight space right before he was killed. The New York Times quoted him as saying, "If Mr. Goldman was confronted by the assailant in this confined area, he has no means to escape."
It was in effect a killing cage.
Goldman was thought to have suffered all his knife wounds in less than 1 minute. Ron's family has become outspoken activists for victims since Ron's death. They've also said repeatedly that the pain of his death hasn't fully gone away. In a 2004 interview with NBC News, Ron's father, Fred Goldman, and sister Kim Goldman opened up about their grief, admitting that time had done little to heal their wounds. Ron was a wonderful young man, a caring, loving, sensitive young man. His legacy is that he'll always be remembered. The Goldman family filed a civil lawsuit against O.J. in 1997. A jury found Simpson liable for both Goldman and Brown's deaths and ordered him to pay $33.5 million in compensatory and punitive damages. Fred Goldman has said in interviews that O.J. never paid a penny to cover the judgment, but money also wasn't his motivation. He told NBC News, "It was never about the money, but at this point, for me, it kind of has become that in the sense that that's all I can take from him. And not that I care about the dollars, but for me, it's like, I want to paralyze him,
A new normal may not be what you wanted it to be, but it's going to be your new normal.
With O.J.'s death on April 10, 2024, Fred and Kim Goldman seem to believe hope for accountability and justice has been lost. They wrote in a statement posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, "The news of Ron's killer passing away is a mixed bag of complicated emotions and reminds us that the journey through grief is not linear."